Hello YouTube, yes it's me, your favourite pagan wizard, Oberon, Zarlot, Star, Dragon. I am back, and yes, I'm not wearing my white robes today, as you can see, because they were clean and fresh and ready for today's video usage. However, unfortunately, as I had them on when I was getting everything else ready, one of the sleeves got dirty by accident, so I'm not happy about that, and I'm not too happy with myself for allowing that to happen. So that's why I've had to do it with these robes on instead, which I usually I use as outer robes. I'm just going to sort my table out a minute as well, because that's not straight as it normally is. And there's the... That is much better now. So, what is this video in tonight / today, depending on your point of view, although sunset has just about started, even though the forecast is not yet. But anyway, so today's video is because it is a very special day today in the pagan calendar. Now, yesterday and last night was the 30th of April. And today is the first day of May. So although tomorrow is a bank holiday here in the United Kingdom, celebrating the first Monday in May, which is called May Day, technically it is today, and it's because we call it, as pagans of course call it, a special time of year, although it's called apparently a fire festival, called Beltane. Now there are two ways to spell Beltane. First one is the traditional, which most people use, which is B-E-L, one L, T-A-N-E, so it's B-E-L-T-A-N and E. Now there's another variation, which is probably the spelling of the pronunciation. Now some letters are the same, but some of them will change, and I'll show you. And this is spelt B-E-L-T-A-I-N, no E. So B-E-L-T A I and N. And I'm going to put on some special music now, just for that reason. And the music is called Walking with Merlin, and obviously being he's my ancestor, hence the style of my other staff you've seen at the beginning of the video, that's what this music is all about. So, first of all, Beltane blessings to all of you, new subscribers, old subscribers, current subscribers, not recently new but newish from last year, and up to anyone who's just subscribed today and seeing this video, and this obviously, and to someone who, and anyone also who is new to the pagan paths. So my specific path is what some pagans will call an eclectic path, which is spelled E-C-L-E-T-I-C. And that basically apparently means that I have chosen my own path within paganism and or witchcraft. So, that is basically what my path is a mix of, well, I call it wizardry, a bit like the wizards that you see in The Hobbit and or The Lord of the Rings, like such as Saruman and Gandalf. Although obviously Gandalf is the more politer and more nicer of the two, or three that we see, because including Radagast. Or like Harry Potter, but less Harry Potter, I suppose, but a mix of those. And some people believe that wizardry was or is, depending on their point of view and your own point of view, a mix between traditional witchcraft, not Wicca, and druidism or druidry. So I'm sure you have probably seen, and this is one and the same, but being a druid, basically. And they do, yes, wear robes and things like this and everything else. Now, I, as a pagan, have come across another pagan witchcraft typey, magical kind of channel that I'm going to get my phone for to show you. I suggest you do not subscribe to it, and there's a reason why. After I have lit all of the incenses which I need to do. So I'm going to do that for each of you. So I'm going to turn the camera so that you can hopefully, you might not be able to see me lighting them actually, because this camera is not, well, it's because I'm doing this on my iPad, so it's not necessarily going to be very reliable. So here we go. Yes, I have changed the altars a bit around because I had to get a new incense burner, but that's a good part. Now there you can see, oops, the smoke on that one. Now I'll have to take my camera off charge, my iPad off charge for this bit, for this particular altar, which is in my kitchen, which is literally next to, which is technically still in my living room and my bedroom. So there we go, that's the first one, the second one lit. And now I'm going to do for all of you, of course, obviously, the altar, which is where I mostly do the videos, which I have in the background behind me for almost all the videos. So getting this just right is not going to be terribly easy, but it's the best way you can see it. And yes, I've got a new, as you can see, I do have a new representation of the goddess Hera. It's one you may recognize, some of you, which would be great if you could recognize it. But yes, it's Storm, but of course she still represents Hera for me, so. I think we've got some smoke there on the camera. So I think some smoke's coming up. I might just close up a bit. Just to see if the camera's actually got the smoke there. The other two have definitely got the smoke behind them, but... And you've seen it on the camera, you guys, so, I'm not quite sure if we can see the smoke on the camera now. Because of where we are and the angle and everything, and the way I have to hold the camera. And I will say now, excuse the noises of the other people in the background who are talking and are being useless and making my video a bit weird. Oh, I think we've got some, I think I just saw some smoke on the camera there. Well, anyway, you'll see it in the background in a minute. And one other special incense burning thing that I haven't used for a little while, which is a Spyro incense cone burner. And you have seen it before. But I'm going to have to light it, and then I can show you how it works. Once you've got an incense cone inside. Now, hopefully, he should start smoking in a bit. I don't know what happened there, but this CD didn't do something very wrong. As you can see, he's also smoking. So, the main altars obviously are the same incense, which you cannot smell. I needed my phone. I think there is an old saying that if our heads were not attached to our bodies, or screwed on as some people call it, we would actually we would end up leaving them behind. I think that would be true. So I nearly forgot my phone. I would not have been too happy with myself if I had done. Now, I am going to have to bring my phone much closer to the camera to tell you about this particular YouTube channel that I really would advise you not to subscribe to or even find and watch videos of. I don't know if you can see it very well, but if I go back a bit, you might be able to see it better. Well, the channel is called Hecaterius, Witch of the Realms. And although he's got 7.1 thousand subscribers, I'm going to tell you why I suggest that you do not go to his channel. So why do I suggest that you do not go to that particular channel and subscribe to it and watch any of the videos at all? Because they're bad videos. Hence we're putting them across through the screen just now. Why do I say what I've said? I will tell you why in some very simple terms. Firstly, as you know from my altar, I work with, well, what you've seen just now in the other part of the video, many Greek deities, such as this particular man. But I don't work with just him. So that's Zeus. I also work with, and although yes, they're male deities, I'm not just opposed to female deities, the darling deliciousness of Pan. So I work with him as well. But I also work with, that's my recognition of Poseidon. As you know quite fondly, I work with Hera, however I represent her personally, yeah. I also work with Thanatos. The god of death. Hermes, the god of communication, and the messenger god. And I also work with Hecate. As well as all the other different Greek deities, including the grandfather and first god, Chaos, and all his children, including up to Gaia and her children, which are not just the Titan's mind, her sons that she when she got with her own father, which is Chaos, and produced those two. One of them being Uranus, who of course fathered, along with his mother, fathered the Titans, who eventually, Cronus and Rhea, followed the early Olympians. With Zeus and Hera, who followed some of the later Olympians, all the way down to, and then who fathered and mothered the later Olympians, and then anyone later and later, and then the later Olympians were, fathered and mothered by them. So yes, I work with all of them. Asclepius, the god of healing, all of them. All of the different Greek deities, from Chaos right down to Crotus, the son of one of the children of Pan, according to my research anyway. That's not academic research, it is research I've done and attempted to stick with. But I'm also open to working with other gods and goddesses and or deities, such as Hindu deities, Roman deities, although that's very similar to the Greek ones, the ancient Egyptian deities, even the deities from Asgard. Now, that should give you a clue as to why I've said about what I said about the channel I've just mentioned. Because he is, yes, a witch, although a male witch, not necessarily a warlock, which I will perhaps maybe explain all these different terms in another video. But he only works with the goddess Hecate, and he seems to think that she has no ancestors, or that she is the only goddess of the earth. Well, that's not true, because there's Demeter, of course, the goddess of the earth herself, and the mother of Persephone, who is married to Hades and has become the Lord, and they've become together the Lord and Lady of the Underworld. So although they're not the god and goddess of death, they're the Lord and Lady of the Underworld. I work with the Titans as well, which includes Cronus. I'll work with any god or goddess, and I won't just work with only one, so no feminine deity. I won't just work with just a feminine deity, and I will not work with just a masculine deity. I will work with all of them, both deities, masculine and masculine, which is a symbol for that, and of course, feminine. So there you are. That's why I say do not subscribe to that channel. And some other related news, well, not necessarily related news, but in my own thing. Now, two of my wands you have seen before. My pure white dragon horn wand. You've seen this wand many times before. And you've seen this one that looks a bit like a knitting needle. Well, yes, anyway. But now, this one should give you the clues what I'm going to teach you now, tell you about now. This is another dragon horn wand. And it is a rainbow and white dragon horn wand, as I call it. Now, why do you think that might be? Well, firstly, the top tip, the point part, is coloured white. The bottom part, the handle part, some of that is coloured in white. Then we have a bit of red here, as you can see. Then here we have a bit of orange, here a bit of yellow, here a little bit of green. Then here we have a bit of blue, and then here, down here, we have some purple. And then obviously, as you know, we go back to white here. Now, there's there's 6 colours in the middle, from red down to purple. Those are the colours of the gay pride flag, which some of them are probably on this stripy t-shirt of mine today. So, first of all, that's that. And going back to what I said about that other channel as well, he said about the Septogram, which is what I wear, as you all know, and the Septacle. Now, he did not mention that it has, and he's interested, now this is something else I will tell you. He's also supposed to be a priestess of Hecate, but I do not really recognise him as any authority whatsoever. This is not me having a dig, this is just me advising, my users and my subscribers, and any new subscribers, new viewers to the channel, whatever. So, that's why I suggest you do not go on that channel. And also because of what he said about the Septogram and the Septacle. So he seems to not know that the Septogram represents 7 elements within nature, not 5. Now, why is that going the wrong way? Down thing. Now, as we all know, since the beginning of these videos, I have told you what the septogram stands for. It stands for 7 different elements within nature. Like the pentagram stands for 5, which he should know being rich. So, septogram stands for 1, air, 2, earth, 3, fire, 4, metal, 5, space, 6, time, and 7, water, which can back up another individual pentagram like that. So a septogram like that, and then we draw a circle around it. So that is now, it also, yes, I agree, it also does, however, it also symbolises the higher self, which you can access very, very easily. However, that is not necessary in my personal practice. If you want to practice it, I will teach it to you more more individually and more personally when we're allowed with the COVID restrictions and so on, in and around the world, not just here in the UK, but as time permits and stuff, and how things go with that. Also, he says about the fact that a septogram represents the 7 planets. Well, if we all know our science, there are not just 7 planets in our solar system, because there are other things and other spatial entities such as moons and suns. And yes, in our solar system, in our galaxy, there are our main planets, but there's not 7. There's 9 of them, or 10. Nine or 10 anyway, so it's not only 7. And then of course in the entire universe there are probably more planets than you could possibly imagine. So in every solar system, in every galaxy, there's really more than just 7 planets. I mean, some universes and some galaxies and some solar systems maybe have 1 planet, but ours has more than 7. So that's something else he got wrong as well. And he's been, in some of his videos saying that he's had these dreams about demons, and he's met the devil. And in all paganism, there's supposed to be no such thing as the devil. I did report, I haven't reported his channel yet to YouTube. I have unsubscribed from it, because his videos are totally, basically, well, sorry for one bad swear word here, or S-bomb, but shite. They are rubbish. They are, that is what if you, when you have a poo, if there are any younger members of the audience of my subscribers watching, or you people who don't like swear words, that is what his videos are. Something you should basically let go of leave your body, even if it's wee-wee, if you're a bit older, a bit more not anti-swear words, but sorry for the people, for those who are, and flush it down the bog, B-bomb there, but also, or toilet, or loo, or lavatory, if you want to be that posh. But yeah, so basically, if you really going to do YouTube videos and you're going to do a practice where you only work with one deity or only 2 deities, I would first of all not suggest you broadcast that particular fact on YouTube. And if you believe yourself to be a priest or priestess of these singular deities, and again, really you should not broadcast that particular fact on YouTube, because it's going to get people like me doing another video like this and saying such bad things about you and your video and you as a person. It's a shame, because I think he's a really attractive guy apart from that, especially when he doesn't have any facial hair, and he does sometimes like to make it rather luxurious, unlike mine, which is not why I haven't shaved recently, because I've only just shaved recently about 2 or 3 days ago, maybe a bit longer, but anyway, I did shave sometime last week coming to this weekend, so yes. So that video is not just, this video is not just about that though, but this is a partial warning for you guys, because I feel that, YouTube should be somewhere I should warn you guys about him, if you ever see any of his videos. And there is also there is a YouTube channel that is really great if you do want to study paganism, all aspects of it, there are actually quite a couple of channels. really good channels. One I've forgotten the name of, but the other one I'm going to say about, which is called Angela's Symposium. Now, some of you may have seen her on YouTube, and her videos are fantastic. Yes, she's a Goth, but that doesn't matter. Yes, she's Italian, but her English is very, very good, and she's actually studied paganism, all aspects of it. Well, not my personal aspect, but she has studied multiple aspects of paganism from an academic point of view. And that's mostly what many of her videos are about, different aspects of paganism from different points of academic views. And they are really great videos. And there's another one who has done what Angela's Symposium has done, and her first name is Angela, by the way. She's a lovely young lady. And the other one is this Irish young lady. I think she may be pagan herself in some way, shape, or form. I am not entirely sure, but she looked at paganism, and specifically in Ireland, because she is Irish. Again, from an academic point of view. Now, I think her first name is Jenny something or other, but she is Irish. If you go, if you type in perhaps as a search on the search bar in YouTube, Irish paganism, that's where you might find Jenny's videos. So go look her up as well, because they are, as well as Angela's Symposium, because they are great videos. And also something to help those of you who might have an addiction to caffeine. This I have got a cup of coffee in my cup, although it says I may be left-handed, but I am always right. I think it's more something fact that it's about, fact that I'm left-handed, and you can be right even when you're left-handed. Now, the coffee I have in here is not made from the coffee bean, and that means it's got absolutely no caffeine in it. It's caffeine-free. It's made from chicory, rye, and barley. But the chicory is what gives it the coffee flavour. So if you like coffee and you don't want to be addicted to caffeine, I suggest you try this stuff. Like normal tea and coffee, you can put milk in it, and you can put sugar in it, or anything else you want to use to sweeten it. I'm used to sugar, so I'll probably stick with using that. And you can sweeten it as much as you want, whether it's more than 1 sugar, 2 sugar, 3 sugars, 4 sugars like I sometimes have, or 15 billion sugars. How many sugars you think you need to sweeten a coffee, or other hot drinks that you need to sweeten? Another herbal remedy I will also suggest, whilst I am here, is something that I sometimes drink when I have either a headache or a really bad stomach, or sometimes a really bad cold. So I've got limits, but it's not that bad, but I'm going to have to start drinking it again. Would be something called peppermint tea. Now, I have the bags I can get and I can show you. Oops. Now, I know it says peppermint infusion, but that's the sort of box they might come in from whichever supermarket you get them from, whether it be Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, or wherever. That's what the this is what the tea bags look like. But and they literally have got bits of the mint leaf in them. They have an extra bit of sugar in them already. However, be warned, I obviously put in extra sugar because I have a rather sweet tooth and I've never been able to get rid of the damn thing. So that's a curse and a blessing all at the same time. So some other little tips here and there. So I haven't done any pagan-based videos since the last one. And also, I haven't done any information videos about tools and things, which I'm going to, I think YouTube has kept the videos up that I've made in regards to that. However, when I've been recently posting some of my videos, some of you may have noticed that there's only an option to either like or dislike, and that YouTube have actually turned off the comments section for my videos. So if you would want to comment and you find that YouTube says the comments for this video are turned off, please, please, please do not worry. I will put a link to my personal email address in the, and I'm only going to put out that one because I'm not going to put out Facebook, Instagram, or my WhatsApp, or I don't have Twitter, or my Snapchat, or any other social media besides obviously YouTube. But I will put my email address there because it's the one that's I linked my YouTube account to. So that if you find that YouTube has turned off the comments for some of my videos, which I really don't think that it should, which I will complain to YouTube about that one day maybe, if I can get around to it ever. And then that way, if you still feel like you want to comment on the videos and YouTube has turned it off, if I put the link for my, my email address in the description when I upload the video, what I have to do, because you have to describe what kind of video it is for YouTube. Then I will put that in there, and for if YouTube has turned the video off, then the comments off on this particular video, then you can comment on the video basically by emailing me personally, and I will reply. It just might take me a while because I don't always check my emails, but I will reply. I'll either get them on my iPad here or on my phone, my smartphone. So that's a thing. So some coming, hopefully in the future, videos as well. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm going to kind of have to make it a bit long. So hopefully soon I can start doing videos on the different tools. Soon, hopefully. The types of tools and how they might work and what they might be used for. But at the moment, I'm not going to do that because it's going to be a bit difficult to do that. But yeah, hopefully in the future I'm going to be able to hopefully be able to do some videos on the different tools, the different paths as well, which I will try my best to do and explain it to you in layman's terms, or basically the basics, okay? And I'll try to explain a bit more about my path a lot more, hopefully. Hopefully you'll also be able to get to see an alter ego of me and a good friend of mine to the channel, who I like to have sometimes making the videos, which is, of course, she's what we call her. She's a lady, a very powerful, very important lady, and I think you all know her as Mama, M, capital M, small a, apostrophe, capital M, small a again, which is the word mama, as in grandmama, or mama, mother. It's a very old-fashioned Victorian word for mother and grandma, or grandmother. And also, the name of her, you know her as Mama Biatch. Big capital B, a very small e, excuse me, I've forgotten the spelling of her name. Now, isn't that terrible? Give me a few moments and I'll sort the spelling out for us. E, it's another small e, small a, small t, small c, small h. And that spells Mama Biatch. And you all know that she has that beautiful black diamond-studded tiara. I'm not sure if those diamonds are real or not, but they're nice enough anyway. So also, yes, I'm hoping to get her on the channel a lot more and try and get her into the little bit of studio that I gave her. And of course, obviously get her to do some videos for you guys so that you can enjoy her company as much as I enjoy employing her, and or although I don't pay her at the moment, as in the last video she did for us all, she did say why I can't pay her at the moment. But as soon as I can get to at least 1,000 plus subscribers, YouTube will start paying, or technically Google, because what YouTube don't want you to know is that they're actually under the control of Google, because Google supplies their search engine mode. So there you are. And if you are living in Bristol and you are pagan and you haven't done something called a moot for a long time, then I'm going to start doing one. And I'm creating it, and it's not going to start till next year. So it is called the Bristol Pagan Magical Moot. Now the spelling of magical I've used is the M-A-J-I-K-A-L spelling, not as in stage magic spelling. No, not that spelling. No, it's got a few pictures on it of the document I've created on my phone and my iPad. Quite a few different pagan symbols and pictures and things relating to me and so on and so forth. And in this document I created, I asked you, asked people if they've never heard of a moot, what is it? Or the term, and what's a moot? And have you ever heard of the term a moot point? If no, then I'll tell you. Well, basically, a moot point is when a discussion between two or more individuals reaches an understanding of each other's points of view in that discussion. And that is where we get the term moot point from. Now, that's what a moot point is. And a moot is basically a name for a group of individuals who get together in a social setting, such as a pub or cafe or other type of place, or, a cafe, coffee shop, tea shop, some other place like that, or maybe even a little maybe if they're lucky enough to get into a library or some other public setting, some sort of social area of a public sense, and basically discuss any topics of the day, and which will include topics of spirituality, such as paganism, for example, and pagan-related things. And so that's what the moot will do and is. Now, obviously, I've also put in if you go to it, if you're Bristolian, it doesn't start yet, as I said, but if you go to it, I'd like you to all be aware that when you come to it, we will meet at a particular pub. Now, obviously, that is depending on the restrictions due to the COVID pandemic. Now, the pub is to be called the Stag and Hounds. It's an old market in Bristol, here in the UK, not in America or Canada. Now, hopefully, we're going to meet on the first Saturday of January in 2020, which is the 8th. I've pre-looked the dates up on my phone. Outside at 8 p.m, hopefully for a 9 p.m. start. Now, you all know, I won't tell you my first name out loud, but you will know me. You will all know me from YouTube, obviously. Now, I will always be running these moots, unless, of course, for some unforeseen reason, or circumstances that I'm unable to do so. Then I will obviously appoint someone else who can, once the moot is fully up and running, I will probably possibly, I may choose a member of the moot to, run it on my behalf if and when I can't come. Everyone, please remember that everyone is definitely very welcome. Please also respect each other, and remember, because obviously other people may not have the same sexuality as you, etc., or of course even they may have a different point of view to yourself. And I personally believe in treating everyone as equals. So that's to do with the Equality and Diversity Act that the UK government brought in either 2008 or 2010. Can't quite remember, but I know it's quite recently-ish. And we are in 2021, remember, so this is for 2022. Now, and obviously each week I will be welcoming I will personally be welcoming each and every member, even if you're brand new, after the first meeting. So let's look at the different types of moots for each week. Now, obviously I've got from all dates in January, from the 8th up to the 29th, and so the dates are the 8th, 15th, 22nd and 29th, all Saturdays in January. Now, the first moot is a getting to know members moot. So obviously that will be our first moot, and that will be so that everyone will be able to get to know each other and of course enjoy each other's company in a social setting, as I've explained. Then the second moot will be a book moot. This is where basically everybody can bring a book, share about it, swap them. If they feel they want to keep that particular book, and someone else might enjoy you know, reading it and find it useful, if they're new to paganism or whatever, or something, or, you know, where they are in their path. And then we have something similar to that called a share moot. Now, this is similar to the book moot in that you can bring any tool or book, again, book or a book or books or other pagan-related paraphernalia you wish to either share, gain about, or give away if you feel that you no longer need it, whether it be a book, a tool, or a book, or a book or two, or a tool or two. And then obviously, then our fourth one, that's our third one, and our fourth and final one for January is what we call a general moot. Now, this is a moot where members just can talk individually, of course, and there are obviously, and of course, if there are any new members to the moot, then obviously, again, we'll get to know each other and just enjoy each other's company in a social setting. And then I've got the dates for February, which are the 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. They're all Saturdays. Basically, the moots are pretty much the same, except for the 12th of February, which is the first one of this kind, which is called a workshop moot. Now, it's either where I, and if any other member wishes to, will lead a workshop of a specific subject. Now, I've got quite a few already written in. So the first one is going to be a workshop on staff and wand lore. Obviously, I'm going to lead that one. Then it's the other two. Then it's the other kind of moots. Then we've got March next year, and the dates for the Saturdays are the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. Now, the second workshop meeting is the 9th for the month for the 19th. Now, on the 12th of March, we will have our special, we have the 10th meeting, so that's a special birthday moot, and that's just to celebrate the fact that we've been going for 10 meetings, hopefully by then. So then, it's the 11th meeting, and on the 19th, it's the workshop moot. Again, you know what that is, and it will be another one I will be leading, and this time it will be how to find the correct piece of wood for either a staff or a wand. Again, as I said, I will lead that one. Then we've got April in 2022, and the dates for the Saturdays are the 2nd, the 4th, the 16th, and the 23rd, and the 30th. Now, there's another workshop moot on the 9th of April next year, and I'm leading it again, and this time it's going to be on the, I'll have to show you again, on the Septogram. Oh, the CD stopped again. And the Septical, which is not really easy to show you now because the way things are going at the minute. Oh, CD's not good. So that's the difference, and it'll be basically the differences between those two. Then it's the other type of moots, and then into May for next year. And the dates are for the Saturdays are the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. Now, on the 21st, that's the 20th moot. That will hopefully be the 20th moot. So that will mean another special birthday moot to celebrate the fact that by then we will hopefully have been going for 20 moots. And then we're into June, which the dates are the 4th of June, the 11th of June, the 18th of June, and the 25th of June. Now, the 25th of June is the 25th meeting, and it's another workshop meet which I will be leading. And it will be a workshop on the differences between the pentagram and the pentacle. And then we're into July. Now the dates for July are the 2nd of July, the 9th of July, the 16th of July, and the 23rd of July. Oh, and the 30th of July. Now, the 30th of July is also will be the 30th meeting. And again, that will be, hopefully we will have been going that long for 30 meetings, and we'll have a special birthday moot for that one. Then the dates in August are, and Saturday dates for that are the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. And the moots are all basically the same, except there's without any workshop ones. And then we've got got September for 2022, and the Saturday dates are the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th of September, and the same born moods as all the others. Then we are into October, and the dates for the Saturdays are the 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th of October. So these are all Saturday dates, by the way. Now the 8th of October, now that will hopefully be our 40th meeting, and again, hopefully we will have been going for 40 meetings, and that will be a special birthday moot again to celebrate that fact. And then we are into November. Now the dates for Saturday for November are the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. Now for the 5th, being its so-called bonfire night or fireworks night, I am actually not expecting that many people to turn up on that night because of, you know, it being that particular night. So that's fine. And then, of course, we are into December. So you've only got 4 moots at the moment as the current documentation stands, although I haven't printed out yet, and there's a personal reason I don't have a printer at the moment because it went funny. So December, the dates for the Saturdays are the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. And obviously on the 24th, that is Christmas Eve. So again, I am not expecting anyone, I'm expecting hardly anybody to turn up. Being if they've got kids and what have you, and trying to get them to bed early and stuff, and maybe going out to see family on Christmas Day. But that will be a special Yuletide moot, as that's the time of year for Pagan, and we celebrate the winter and, you know, the coming, and then after this winter solstice, of course, obviously, which is about 3 days before. You know, we will be coming back into spring through the wheel of the year. So that's something, obviously, as I said, we'll celebrate together and wish each other basically a blessed Yule. So those are the dates and the types of moots that there'll be, special ones, you know, birth ones, so on, and all that kind of thing. So I will just show you what the logo is going to be as well. Obviously, because, you know, I think you will get to see it as well. Now, try to excuse me whilst I... So those are some of the symbols I've put in, and obviously the picture supposed to be a wand is... now, so you've all seen these symbols. Now, what that's supposed to look like a wand, that is this very wand in a position of some sort or other. So yes, as you can see, obviously outside right now, the sun is setting because it is 7 o'clock and gone. So it is, so sunset is making this video a little brighter than it probably needs to be, daylight-wise, light-wise and stuff. So yes, but anyway, that's all about the new Bristol Pagan Magical Moot starting in next year. Again, COVID restrictions will still apply when it comes to that, so please be aware of that and don't think that I haven't forgotten any of you. And for now, remember what I've said about that other video that I warned you about, and the other 2 videos that I have suggested that you go to if you'd like to look at doing paganism from, you know, a very academic point of view. And blessings to all of you, and I'll see you all next time.